Good morning, my name is Robin Bartolo. I'm the sales director at Glidewell Laboratories. I am very excited to be representing Glidewell at the Pride Institute and honored to be selected as the recipient of the Best of Class Technology Award for BruxZir Shaded. This happens to be the second year in a row, and I'll take this opportunity to tell you a little bit more about BruxZir Shaded. It was launched a couple of years ago. Well, I take that back. It was launched in 2009, and after just 2 short years, the doctors prescribed more BruxZir restorations than PFMs that had been on the market for over 50 years. So the significant date in history is May 6, 2011. That's where the 2-year reference came into be. In just 2 years, BruxZir crowns overtook the number of prescriptions that were written for PFMs, and since that day, we've never looked back. The trend line has continued to grow, and besides Glidewell Laboratories, there's a large network of authorized laboratories that can also offer your doctors BruxZir restorations, and the combined force of Glidewell Laboratories and the authorized network add up to over 40,000 BruxZir restorations being prescribed every week. So the doctors are voting with the prescription pad, and it's certainly proven to be an exciting product. What made it so popular? It had to do with the initial concept. I mean, we were looking for an alternative to cast gold restoration or a metal occlusal, porcelain fused to metal, and ideally we would look to have something that was aesthetic yet very durable but more aesthetically pleasing. And so all of these restorations on this model are all made out of the BruxZir material, which is a full contour material with no overlay of porcelain. And as you can see, the aesthetics are very nice, and given the choice, more often than not, the patient's going to pick something that looks more like their natural dentition. The evolution of BruxZir Shaded came to be because in the original process there was a white material that had to be stained and dipped in the laboratory, and if there was a small adjustment being made chairside, it was possible to see a shade variation. With the introduction of BruxZir Shaded, the colors all the way through the material, so that when the final restoration is complete and sent back to the dentist, even if there's a need to make a small little adjustment, it's not going to change the color whatsoever. So the BruxZir Shaded came with 4 options, and the next natural evolution will be the introduction of BruxZir 16. As the name suggests, it's going to have 1 shaded block for every Vita classical shade that's in the traditional shade guide, which will take it to the next level, which will make it even more consistent in the shade consistency. The other reason why BruxZir has become so popular is that the doctors don't have to change their preparation styles or techniques. It's a very strong material, over 1,465 megapascals in strength, and that gives a lot of flexibility. The name BruxZir is a play on words which make it an ideal case for patients that suffer from bruxism and grind their restorations. This material is so strong it can withstand those forces, and it can even do so within 0.5 of a millimeter. The ideal room would be 1 millimeter of space, but in those cases where there's just not enough room, we can get by with 0.5. And as it's in the frame, you might wonder why there's a terminator head. It's just a quick little way to show how strong the material is. It's just a quick visual indication, just like what we have on our website with the hammer test. It's a material that's strong, aesthetic, and has proven to be very kind to the opposing dentition, has been documented in the clinician's report from Dr. Gordon Christensen and the dental advisor as well. So there's a lot of science, a lot of data that supports that the material is indeed aesthetic. It's getting to the point now where more and more doctors are prescribing BruxZir in the anterior region. Initially, when it was launched, it was with the tagline of more brawn than beauty, but with the help of the R&D department, a lot of progress was made in the aesthetics area. So now 20% of all the BruxZir restorations we receive are actually in the anterior region. And I suspect that with the launch of BruxZir 16, that trend will continue even further. If there's any questions about the product, there's a wealth of information on our website at www.bruxzir.com with studies, testimonials, before and after pictures, and feel free to give Glidewell a call if you have any further questions. Thank you for your time.